yourself, not talk to the agent?
Because the agent, when we have a problem within the team and a player, I don't ever find the agent. He's nowhere to be found. Okay? Jay-Z said that Micah would make all, not Micah, but that Dez would make all meetings. Jay-Z and I negotiated the contract. We spent hours negotiating the contract, Jay-Z. And he said, anybody in my organization is on time. He said, my office used to be on the street corner, and I've always been early. So they will be on time. I said, where did I sign? But I'm going to call you. Finally, he quit taking my call.
Well, Dez and Micah have different histories as far as...
Again, please, I'm just talking about the agent.
Yeah.
Don't take that to Micah and Dez. Just simply say that when the issues come up, the first one and the one that is there is us and the player. My experience hadn't been the agent is not the one that solves the problems you have when you're executing what you said you would do in the contract. So I like to deal directly with the player when it's of this nature.
The Micah Parsons contract saga is testing loyalties in Dallas, and it's about more than just money. When Jerry Jones brought up Dez Bryant contract from a decade ago, he was making a larger point about business and relationships. But now Dez is threatening to tell a story time that many see as an overreaction. Is this a negotiation or a misplaced outburst? And it seems the situation is less about Jerry's leadership and more about a player's understanding of how the business of football actually works. Before we get to Dez Bryant's reaction, let's set the stage. The Dallas Cowboys are in a negotiation with Micah Parsons, who is currently staging a hold-in at training camp. He's present to avoid fines, but isn't participating in drills, a tactic to apply pressure. And there's no debate about his value. He's a four-time Pro Bowl pass rusher in the heart of the defense, looking for a contract potentially worth around $200 million. But this isn't just about the money. It's about the process. Reports indicate that Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons had discussed the framework of a deal directly, with Jones believing they had a verbal agreement. And the situation became complicated when Parsons' agent got involved to refine the terms, and the team reportedly declined to engage, leading to a standstill. And Micah then took to social media requesting a trade and citing frustrations over closed-door meetings and feeling disrespected. On the other side, Jerry Jones is managing the situation, pointing to the team's control through the fifth-year option and franchise tag. Jones prefers to build personal relationships by dealing directly with players. It isn't a strong arm tactic, it's networking, in my opinion. It's building a foundation of trust so that when it comes to time to renegotiate, there's a partnership that benefits the player, the team, and creates cap flexibility. And this is about building a rapport that, or a report, put it like that. But that approach was just challenged because to explain his philosophy, Jerry brought up a past negotiation as precedent, or he set that as the precedent. And his 2015 deal with Dez Bryant and his agent Jay-Z of Roc Nation, Jones told reporters, as you guys heard in the video earlier, that after they negotiated the deal, he had an understanding with Jay-Z that he could call him if he had any issues with Dez arose. And Jones then claimed that when a problem came up, Jay-Z quit taking my call. And let's be clear about Jerry's point. He wasn't slandering Dez. He was illustrating a fundamental truth of business. An agent can negotiate a contract, but they can't make a player abide by the code of conduct that comes with being a face of the franchise. And Jerry's whole point is this is why players have agents, but it's also why a direct relationship with the owner is crucial. And a lot of people may say, well, this is why you shouldn't be owner and you shouldn't be GM. Well, if you're the owner, then obviously you want to know where your money goes. So what's wrong with being the GM if the owner is the one cutting the checks anyway? And the best time to solidify that understanding is during contract talks, though. And this wasn't a petty shot. It was a business lesson. Dez Bryant's response to his name being mentioned was immediate and frankly baffling to me. And he took to social media with a threat aimed at his former boss, Jerry Jones. I don't think it's smart to mention my name. I kept quiet about a lot of unfair sugar honey iced tea and on some GSHIT, we can have story time if that's what we are doing. Why is Dez so mad? Jerry didn't say anything out of pocket about him. This wasn't a denial from Dez. It was a threat that felt disproportionate to the situation. Like, bro, get out your feelings. That phrase, story time, feels like a ticking clock and more like an attempt to create drama. But let's get into the article real quick on Yahoo Sports. It says Dez Bryant hits back at Jerry Jones after getting dragged into Micah Parsons' saga. We can have story time, on quotes. Dez Bryant and Rock Nation are calling out Cowboys owner Jerry Jones for dragging him into the messy Micah Parsons negotiations. Bryant called out Jones for being disrespectful in comments made Saturday, rehashing negotiations between the former wide receiver and the team's front office in 2015. And then I already told you what Dez Bryant said, and he said it in an X post, formerly known as Twitter. And then he said, y'all don't understand the amount of SHIT I let slide. He added in another post, don't mention my name about SHIT. And Jones had brought up Bryant to the reporter Saturday while being questioned about the recent trade request by Parsons, the Cowboys' four-time Pro Bowl edge rusher, who had posted on Friday on X that I no longer want to be here and no longer want to be held closed door negotiations while my agent present. When asked about the latter contention, the 82-year-old Jones told reporters, when we have a problem with the player, the agent is nowhere to be found. Jones then brought up negotiations a decade ago. I already told you guys about that. And look, Bryant landed a 5-year deal worth $70 million before the 2015 NFL season, but he was released in 2018. Rock Nation also issued a statement Saturday on X, formerly known as Twitter, refuting Jones' claims. In 2015, at the 21 Club on a napkin, Jerry Jones, Juan Perez, Sean Jay-Z Carter, and Stephen Jones negotiated a 5-year, $70 million deal, which included a $45 million guarantee and a $20 million signing bonus for Dez Bryant. The post read, at the time, it was the second largest contract for a wide receiver in NFL history. The claim that Mr. Carter or Rock Nation representatives did not return a call from Jerry Jones is not only a false statement, but is also a comical one. So that's Rock Nation response and so forth. So now, family, my take on this whole thing. Get out your feelings, Dez Bryant. Rock Nation, they followed up, right? But this is the thing. The issue wasn't the logistics of the signing. It's about what happens after the ink is dry. That's the distinction Jerry was making. The real question is why Dez is reacting this way, and he's been acting bigger than the problem ever since he was been associated with Jay-Z, if you ask me. And more recently, Bryant alleged that Cowboys used his family history against him in negotiations. A serious claim, a serious claim, but one that feels like an unnecessary escalation years later. And the entire situation has been blown out of proportion, and it all comes back to a few questions. I want to know what you really think. Did Jerry Jones say anything that was warranted this level of backlash from Dez? Or is Dez just being overly dramatic? And more importantly, where do you draw the line between contract talks and team conduct? A player represents the whole organization. Let me know your unfiltered thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to see how this plays out. And let's be real, this Dez situation actually complicates things for Micah Parsons. How can his agent argue for trust when Dez's reaction seems so far removed from Jerry's actual point? This isn't a gift to Micah's team, it's a cautionary tale. It shows what can happen when business gets personal and a player ego gets in the way of a professional relationship. And the whole episode should be a lesson for the entire locker room. Every player is watching. They are seeing an owner make a valid point about the limits of an agent's role and a player's day-to-day responsibilities, and they are also seeing a former star escalate the situation with threats on social media. Does that make you as a player want to hide behind an agent, or does it make you realize the value of being a direct professional relationship with the owner who signs the checks? It reinforces the idea that loyalty and accountability are two-way streets. The Dallas Cowboys are navigating the complex world of modern NFL contracts, where business decisions are often met with emotional responses. Jerry Jones isn't an architect of chaos. He's an owner trying to maintain a standard of direct communication and personal accountability. He's trying to build relationship with players who are rocking with the team, because good business relationships open up unexpected opportunities for everyone. And the organization now waits to see if Dez Bryant will follow through on his threat of story time. But you have to ask, what does he gain from it? What does Dez Bryant gain from all of this? From his reaction and everything, being a drama girl. One thing is certain. Jerry Jones made a logical point about player accountability, and the reaction it caused has the NFL world watching. And the real question is whether the players involved will recognize the difference between a business negotiation and a personal attack. And you can bet I'll be here to break it down. I'll catch you in the next one, family. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.